Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has improved year over year. There are still people in our chat, people who follow the Celtics regularly, who think Jaylen Brown is as good right now as Jason Tatum, and you can make arguments for this case. Tatum still always is the default alpha when people talk about who the guy is on this team. Some people think Brown is actually already there or pretty close. We've seen a leap every year, and some years with Brown, we've even seen 2 leaps within a year. Setback this offseason because of the wrist injury. How much better can he come back and be? Well, can he make another leap? We've talked about it last year. For those guys to be successful, we used the preseason list as a barometer. Tatum was the 11th guy and Brown was 30. And we said if Tatum's a top 10 and Brown's a top 15 guy, then you've got 2 legit whatever. But if they're still floating in the 20-30 range, a lot of teams have a lot of talent out there. Celtics don't have enough ancillary talent to make up for these guys not being top 10, top 15 players. So can Brown make another leap into that second team NBA conversation?
I think it depends on how you define the leap, because I can see him making a minor leap in the sense of what's best for the team, right? Because he has to he's got to tweak his game a bit in the sense of trying to fit in with these guys. And I'm not saying that in the same breath as, Jason Tatum has to be the clear-cut number 1, option, and we have to make that clear. No, I think he can be a number 2 option, or even a guy that gets hot in the fourth quarter. You let him keep cooking. But at the same time, he's got to sort of step his game up in a sense on the other side, on the defensive end. Good defending the better players in the NBA night after night, and also be able to contribute offensively. Because remember those games where he disappears sometimes when the Celtics need him, and it's like, I did my thing in the first half. I'm playing defense now. It's like we have to find a way, or Ime Udoka rather, has to find a way to get the best out of Jaylen in a sense that's better for the team than what we saw last season.
Yeah, I think everything that's in place here and just what you hear from the new coach as well puts him in a really good position to make a leap of some sort. And I don't think you should base it off the points like Josue said. I don't think there's a whole lot of room for him to score a ton more points because he got into the 20s last year. I think that's about where he's going to be just in terms of his volume and shots and all that kind of stuff. And we already know he was one of the most efficient high volume guys you could think of last year, like with the record breaking field goal game he had and all that kind of stuff. He was pretty remarkable last year as a scorer, but the defense slipped. You want to see the health be in a better place and the ball handling. I love the way he can break down guys at this point on the dribble. I think that's a huge step that he's taken, but he needs to step into playmaking territory if he's going to actually earn some ball time here. And he'll have the chance to do it with Kemba gone. That's why I'm really excited about Brown this year. I saw such friction between Brown and Kemba's role on the team last year. If all 3 of those guys were healthy, one was going to get left to the side, and when you know it, Brown was in the corner again and again last year. I don't see any way that happens this year with Ime in charge and the stuff he's talked about.
Thought that was me.
No, it wasn't you for once. No, I would agree with you guys. I think there's definitely room for improvement. Absolutely. I mean, what are we talking about? He's still in his low 20s, and there's no reason to believe
he's got a ton of room to improve.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but he makes leaps every season.
Of course. I mean, I think this season could look a little different than last season. Last season, he came out guns blazing. We were completely blown away. We're like, oh my God, this guy is taking another massive leap after the leap he just took in the bubble, and we were having the debate of is it Brown or is it Tatum? I think more people are kind of leaning Tatum right now, but I think Brown might come out of the gates a little bit slower because of the injury that we just mentioned and things like that, and acclimating to a new system, new coach, new teammates. So all that being said, I think the players that are around him might be better suited for him, like Bobby just mentioned with Kemba Walker being gone now and him being able to do a little bit more. He's improved the ball handling from where it was. Obviously he's down with that corner spot. I think his shooting could definitely improve. So for right there, I think that there's room to.
He's probably the second or third best shooter on this roster.
He was so efficient. He's bringing sexy back with the mid range.
He's the only one taking those.
I think the NBA pendulum's swinging back a little bit. That's my opinion. I
think it is too.
I think people are starting to realize that the reason that mid-range shot and those
everybody plays drop coverage. Yeah.
Yes. And exactly. So what are you going to do there? And beyond that, when you need buckets, sometimes that's the only way you're generating them is with those scorers who are getting into those spaces to get shots
elbow jumper.
Other people can't get that shot. So while while yes, are you going to compare the percentages of a contested 2 with a good defender on you, the clock's running down, versus a wide open corner 3? Like, no, that's insane. But that's not what it is. It's nobody on this team is getting a bucket except for the guy with the ball in his hands, and he's got to get where he can get to and rise up and take his shot. Tatum and Brown are both those types of guys, so they just got to play their game.